Guys, welcome back to 25 Sweetpeas. Today I'm showing you 2 new releases from different dimensions, so let's get right into the video. First up, we have the You Are Beautiful collection. This was inspired by the fact that we are all truly beautiful on the inside. The media paints a portrait of beauty that is most oftentimes unachievable, but beauty is more than skin deep. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and we are all beautiful in our own ways, and that is what this 6-piece collection is celebrating, with great names, beautiful qualities to each polish, and they're each different and unique, just like we all are. So we're going to finish up looking at the bottle shots, and then we are going to get right into swatching because they're all really fabulous polishes. Also, the last one we're getting ready to see here in just a moment is called Dazzling, and it is a magnetic polish. So I'm going to play around with it in the bottle so you guys can really see how the magnet pulls the polish around, and the different dimensions that magnet will be shown later in the video and will be available during the release. Now we are on to Mesmerizing, which is the most beautiful magenta pink with a gorgeous, like an ultraviolet purpley shimmer in there. And as you can see here, it is a fabulous formula. That's one coat and you can barely see through it. It applied perfectly as well, and the shimmer is just so eye-catching. I love a pink like this, and I don't really wear that many like this, so this is pretty exciting. Now here is our second coat of Mesmerizing, and really this polish actually is pretty mesmerizing. I just love it. As you can see, it has a great formula, it's gorgeous on the nails, and I'm just super impressed. Now we have a polish called Glamorous, and this is like a dark teal with a cobalt blue and a magenta shimmer running throughout it, and it's just the perfect combination of colors. It is so lovely. As you can see here, one coat covers really well. I can see through in parts, so that second coat is a must, but it's just an absolutely gorgeous shade of teal. I see this being a very cozy winter color, and it for some reason makes me think of like a cozy winter sweater for whatever reason. I guess it's probably because my favorite one is a teal one that like matches this perfectly. And this is just absolutely stunning. So there is one coat of Glamorous. Now it is time for our second coat of Glamorous, which is our final coat as well. It is covered completely now. And there is 2 full coats of Glamorous. Absolutely beautiful. I love the mixture of the teal and the cobalt and the magenta. It is just such a good combination. Now I have a really pretty blue called Exquisite. Now, whenever you guys saw the bottle shot, or if you were to see this in real life, you might think, wow, this is like a super bright cobalt blue. And while yes, it is bright and gorgeous and beautiful and a cobalt blue, it is not as shocking on the nail. So if that shocking factor kind of scares you, you don't have to worry about that with this one, because I feel like it is a little bit more calm in person than what one would expect from what they see in the bottle. But there is one coat of Exquisite, and like I said, this is a cobalt blue base polish, and then it has a really pretty pinky coppery shimmer that even picks up some green here and there. And now it is time for our second coat, which does bring us to full coverage. And like I said, this kind of at first looks like it would be a very shocking cobalt blue, very bright and bold, but it's not as bright as you would expect. It's actually very wearable, and I absolutely love it. I mean, I love it either way because I love a bright cobalt blue, but this is really just a beautiful cobalt blue that could be worn for any occasion. It's not too crazy on the nails, and it has a lovely shimmer shift. First up today, we are looking at a really neat shade of green. This one is called Sublime. And as you can tell as I put it on, it has a very, very strong shimmer in it. And the shimmer is pulling a kind of like a rusty coppery orange. So there is one coat, as you can see, that has really great coverage. I can still see through to the nail line a little teeny bit up here, but that is going to cover up in no time. And now it is time for our second coat of Sublime, which does bring us to full coverage very quickly, as you guys can see. This is really a fabulous polish with a great formula. I just had a little bit too much on the corner. But there is 2 coats of Sublime. Next up we have Dazzling, which is a really pretty unique shade that's kind of hard to describe. It kind of has a golden tone to it, but also kind of a yellowiness, but then it has a green shimmer in it, and it is stunning. And this one isn't your average polish. This is actually a magnetic. However, if you have never used a magnetic before, let me explain to you how it works. So you don't use the magnetic or your magnet on every coat. You only do that on your final coat, and you do it one nail at a time, which is of course what you see on here. But this is my first coat, and I'm gonna let that dry. I'm not having the magnet out whatsoever. You don't need it on your first coat. You wanna build it up to full coverage, and then on your final coat that gives you full coverage is the one that you can use your magnet on. Now I'm putting on the second coat, which for me, when I swatched it, did bring me to full coverage. It really depends on the angle of which and how thick or thin you did your coats. So this is about a 2 to 3 coater, but here we are doing 2, and now I'm gonna grab my magnet and I'm gonna use the bar side and just hold it over the nail. You wanna get it pretty close, but you don't wanna touch the nail. And this is the different dimension magnet. As you can see, one side there's a bar, and then the other side there is like a little round circle that you can use to magnetize your nail with as well. So there it is. As you guys can see, there is now like a line going diagonally across my nail, and that is the magnetic pull in this one. I was actually surprised it showed up as well as it did, because usually on lighter ones they don't show up as well, but this one it showed really nicely. And just so you guys can quickly see, this is what the other side of the magnet looks like, or you have this option, which is the option that I just used. And so there is 2 coats of Dazzling. Now we are onto a polish called Stunning, and that is like the perfect name for it, because as you can see as I apply it, it truly is stunning. It is kind of like a deep maroon, almost a burgundy with a touch of purple in there, as you can see when it's kind of like sheer on the first coat. I say sheer, but really it's not that sheer. It just kind of has like a jelly-like formula, so you kind of see through it more on the first coat. But there's so much shimmer going on in here. It has a very warm orangey glow to it, and then in certain angles you even pick up some green. But as you can see, great formula. It applied perfectly, and actually really great coverage. So in a pinch you could be done here, but I like to build it up completely in 2 coats, and that like completely makes it the color that you are seeing in the bottle as well. So that second coat is really gonna be perfect. And here is our second coat of Stunning, and this is just actually stunning. So there is 2 coats, and it has reached its full coloration. It meets the color that you are seeing in the bottle now on the nail, and it is perfect. You definitely cannot see through it at all, and this is just a beautiful polish. Next up, we are catching up on the polishes of the month. So first up, we have November, December, and then we have the first one to start off the new year, which is called Anything is Possible, Even the Impossible, and that is for the January polish. This year, we are going with names, and it says the year of the Crellies. So that is kind of leading me to believe that they might all be Crellies this year. So let's get into the swatches. So first up today, we are looking at November for the polish of the month. This was the November 2018 polish, but it is just now releasing. And this is an absolutely stunning shimmery yellow, and I never thought any of those words would come out of my mouth, but I absolutely love this shimmery yellow. It has a golden tone to it, which I love. It has a warm shimmery sheen to it, and then it's got the neatest combination of flakies in here, where we've got bigger gold flakies, and then we've got some green ones in there that I totally would not expect, but I absolutely love it on the nail. This is just such a pretty polish, and I feel like it's good for the season, because I've been seeing a lot of like mustardy colored sweaters out for the winter weather, and I feel like this is like perfect. So as you can see on the first coat, it had a great formula, and the second coat here is fabulous as well, and it brings you up to full coverage right away. Nothing extra needed for this one. You would kind of expect it to be because it's a lighter color, but really there's so much going on in each coat that 2 coats does it perfectly, and it applies perfectly. It just has a fabulous formula, and I think that sheen in there just really lights up the polish when it catches in the light. I just am so impressed with how much I like this. It is so pretty. Now here we have the December 2018 polish, which I absolutely love. This is like a minty turquoisey shade that has a linear holographic in it that's very subtle on the nail. And then you've also got a kind of a, what would you call it? Almost a silvery blue lavender shimmer in it. It is so pretty, and whenever the light catches it, it just lights up your nail. And actually in like direct sunlight and everything, the linear holographic shows through extremely well. So there is one coat, as you can see, that has a really nice formula that applied super well and evenly, and that second coat is definitely going to bring us to full coverage. Now here is our second coat, which is definitely the final coat as well. This polish is just absolutely lovely. I love this type of color any time of year, but right now it is super exciting because I feel like we've just come from a lot of dark colors because, you know, like dark evergreens and then dark fall colors. It's just very refreshing to see a color like this. So there is 2 coats of December 2018. And here's the first coat of the January 2019 polish, and this one is called Anything is Possible, Even the Impossible. And this is a super neat polish. So this is a periwinkle Crelly base polish, and then inside of it we've got some silver micro glitters, and we've got, those are actually silver holographic micro glitters from what I can tell, and we've got a mixture of little flakies in here, and it just creates such a neat look on the nail. As you can see here, it is a bit sheer on the first coat, but that second coat is going to fix that up, and we're gonna have full coverage in just 2 coats. And I am absolutely obsessed with this polish. It reminds me of like the Easter egg candies that you can get that have, I think they're called robin eggs. And they're like chocolates and they have speckled outsides. And this reminds me of that, but in a periwinkle shade. And it's like the perfect winter combination. So now we're going to go ahead and put on the second coat, which will be our final coat as well. And as you can see, this just has such a lovely formula. The flakies sit in the polish so well. There's no fishing needed in the bottle or anything. They just mix and layer so nicely on the nail, and I'm just in love with this periwinkle shade. It is absolutely amazing. So there is 2 coats of Anything is Possible, Even the Impossible. And now here we are going to go through our final looks at all of the polishes that we just swatched. First up, you guys are looking at the You Are Beautiful collection. Both of these collections or polishes will be releasing on January 11th at 9 a.m. This collection should be around for a while. I don't actually know like an official ending date or anything, but I do know the polishes of the month will disappear after a while. I'm not sure how long November and December will be around, but the January one will be disappearing at the end of January, so I think the other 2 will be about the same. So you will want to get these rather quickly if you guys want them, and they're beautiful, as are all of the polishes, but I do know that these have a time limit because they're the polishes of the month. So that is it for today. I will have all of the release information in the description box below, as well as numerous more photos on the blog today, which will also be linked down there. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing these polishes. I think they're absolutely beautiful. Some really fun colors for this time of year, which I'm super into right now. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys back here very soon. Bye.